Rockstar gang, what up? What up? What up? Clay, you late? I'm late. I have like 4 minutes. Who gives up? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? But happy Friday to you, Supernova. Happy Friday to Real Wyatt in the chat already. We already got people in the chat. Love it. It's Friday. TGIF. Let's fucking go. Now, got a lot to talk about here. As you can see from the title of this live stream. And if you look at the description, I'm calling Bryce out. This is more of me calling Bryce out of get your head out of your ass. Start proving to me why I should start continue to defend you a little bit. Granted, yes, there is a lot of issues going on within this organization, right? It starts from the top. I've said it before. Circumstances are an issue, right? You know, we all know the circumstances between not only the owner, the GM, the coaching staff, the offensive line, the wide receivers, yada, yada, yada. You heard it before. You've heard it 1,000 times. You've seen it all over social media 1,000 times. But again, it's also he also has to do better as well. You know what I mean? Like it comes down to him playing too. He's the one throwing the ball, so he's got to be the one with the better mistakes. It is what it is, but anyways, let's get into some Panthers news. Guys, as you're coming in though, first off, make sure you pound that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Click that post notifications bell, the bell. Make sure you click that because if you click it, as you can see over here, these are the 4 things across the board that you can do on this side. Okay. These are the 4 best things you can do, and they're all free. Okay. So that goes a long way. Number 2. Again, if you want to go the extra mile, share the live and become a member. That's the 2 things that you can do to go the extra mile. Now, before we get into today's thing, I want to let you know that I am doing a Christmas giveaway. I am doing a Christmas giveaway for you guys. I am going to do a Christmas giveaway. Okay. So next Friday's live stream will be the giveaway. Okay. This is how the giveaway is going to work. You're going to, if you want to be a part of this giveaway, all right, number 1, you got to join the Discord. So if you want to be part of this giveaway, you got to join the Discord. Okay. Number 2. Okay. Number 2 is, balloons. Number 2 is you have to screenshot that you shared this live and put it in the Discord of the giveaway. There's a hashtag giveaway in the Discord for the Ropp Star report. The Ropp Star gang is what it's called. And it says hashtag giveaway. You take that screenshot, you put it in that Discord, and you get your name put in. Now, again, this has nothing to do with my birthday, Real Wyatt. This has nothing to do with anything. This is for Christmas. This is for you guys, for me to get you guys involved, but it also helps me out, helps the channel out, and it's a good way to give back to you guys for supporting me. And all you have to do, like I said, is you join the Discord link, which I will update that because it needs to be updated. Okay. Number 2, again, all you have to do is share it. Screenshot that you shared the live. Once you join the Discord, there'll be a hashtag giveaway. All you have to do is screenshot that you shared it, and your name will be put in for that Christmas giveaway. Clay, so what is the giveaway that you ask? Well, I think what would be fun, instead of a jersey giveaway, because I'm not too sure how many people really want a jersey from this team right now. So I'm thinking of maybe picking 3 people and doing like $30 gift cards to like Amazon or something like that, right? Because everybody loves Amazon. But maybe I will do a jersey giveaway. But either way, we will do a giveaway next Friday. All right. And like I said, all you have to do is pound that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the live, show your support, get in the comments section, join the Discord. Simple, easy clicks. That's it. So again, I will go over this giveaway some more as maybe on Monday. I'll go over it more on the next live stream. I'll put something together for you guys to understand what I want you to do. But again, make sure, again, as you're coming in, just pound the like button. That's all I ask. Okay. That's the best support you can do is just pound that like button, get in the comment section. Mad Chatter. Yeah. I mean, after that atrocious performance by the Chargers, did you expect anything less? Right? Did you expect anything less? You know what I mean? And again, Brandon Staley is one of the worst head coaches of all time, or not one of the worst head coaches of all time. I shouldn't say that. That's a little too far, but he's one of the worst head coaches in the NFL right now. He is not a game manager. He's terrible at game management. And they got a franchise quarterback in Justin Herbert, and they're not using him correctly to his strengths. He's got weapons, but again, his weapons can't stay healthy. That defense is very good. Khalil Mack leads the league in sacks. Kellen Moore, is a terrible offensive coordinator. I don't care what anybody says. He is not that good. He should not be even a candidate for a head coaching job. I don't understand why Kellen Moore is even considered for someone to be a next head coach somewhere. And unfortunately, there's been talks about him being here. There's been multiple coaches, right, coming here. But again, Kellen Moore's name's been thrown in that circle. And I definitely do not want him. But I could see David Tepper going after Brandon Staley or freaking Kellen Moore. I mean, it wouldn't throw it. I wouldn't throw it past me. I wouldn't be surprised. That guy is rocking Bryce Young on Sunday. Listen, if that's the case, rocking, great. But again, I need to see it. Oh, I just saw balloons. That's why you said it. I understand. Yeah, I don't want any leftovers. Okay. It's like, I've already eaten my 2 or 3 plates of crow. I don't want any more. You know what I mean? Again, leave Kellen Moore and Staley over there in LA and don't ship them out to me over here in Charlotte. I'd rather not. How about Riverboat Ron? His job's going to be gone. And I think they're going to end up hiring Eric Bieniemy. Even though I would love Bieniemy here too, I think he's going to be gone. I think Bieniemy will stay in Washington. All right, some news. Let's get in the news now, okay? So, J.C. Horn is getting ready for the Falcons, and I'm glad to see him back out on the field. The biggest focus here for us is going to stop that run game with Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. Horn is preparing to contribute to that, not only in the pass coverage against Drake London, but he's also really good against the run. So his readiness to embrace this physicality of a game and set the tone for this game and how he's been talking in his recent interviews shows some promise. And maybe it'll be a closer contest than what I'm thinking. I don't think that they're going to beat the brakes off of us, guys. Let's be honest. I think it's going to be closer than what I think, but I still think we're going to lose. I'm going to be honest with you, but I am going to talk about how Carolina can win this game. Okay. I'm going to talk about how my preview and prediction, how they can win. Okay. So again, Derek Brown's Pro Bowl case. Guys, if you haven't gone on Twitter and you haven't gone on NFL.com and done your vote yet, make sure you do so. I've already voted for Derek Brown 5 times. I think he deserves a Pro Bowl. He has continued to get better. He's been a disruptive force on the field despite our challenges this season. I'm calling for Brown to make that Pro Bowl appearance. Okay, guys? Evero has emphasized about it in recent interviews. How he's impacted on both the run game and the pass game. He's been making a compelling case for himself to be recognized as a Pro Bowl level defensive tackle. Really, I know he says he's a defensive end. I get that, but he's a defensive tackle. Let's be honest. Bryce Young's play time. So there has been some debates. Okay, we're going to talk more about that today. The Panthers plan to obviously stick with him. And there's voices in the media that are advocating for a different shift in that direction, as well as am I. And we'll talk more about that because this will be my last time talking about it. But I just want to get this off my chest one more time. Okay. While not a call for benching, there's I know that there's that sentiment that okay, let him play, let him learn, and that's the best thing to do for him to help him develop. Some people believe that. Some people, like myself, believes that's doing him more harm than good because of the fact that, again, wide receivers aren't getting open. The offensive line is atrocious. The play calling, the coaching staff is in disarray. And honestly, what benefit is he doing and right now out there on the field? Honestly, I think it's doing for him is it's. I mean, it may be toughing him up, but other than that, it's mentally it's killing his confidence, and that's a big issue, and I think that's the biggest issue when it comes to it. Again, I'm all over Bryce's ass right now. For me, I think the circumstances and what has gone on here has not been the most beneficial for the kid. Again, I've been an advocate. I've defended the kid. Again, like I said before, and I'll say it again. I'm 50-50 on it. Has he shown some flashes? Sure. Has he shown some non-flashes? Absolutely. Does he have his issues? Absolutely. Again, it comes down to the fact, though, that this goes beyond what's going on with Bryce, right? With the personnel, with the coaching staff, with the GM, with the firing of a first-year head coach, with the play calling, with the drama within the organization, the owner meddling within football operations, right? The list goes on. We've talked about it multiple times. It feels like sometimes I come on here, guys, and I work really hard to come up with content for you guys because I feel like I don't know what else to talk about. It's very hard to find topics and things to talk about this with this team besides the fact of mock drafts, preparing for the off season, talking about why we're an atrocious football team. But I somehow, thank God, I can brainstorm and I got ADD and my mind's all over the place and I can come up with good stuff and topics, right? But again, the debate centers around providing Young with an opportunity for classroom learning rather than exposing them to further challenges on the field. And I think that makes more sense to me. I think it would be a nice refresher for him. Let him take a seat back and learn that way. I think that's the best thing to do. Cam Newton's response to his criticisms, and I'm backing up Cam 100%. He has faced a lot of criticism this week just because of what he said about Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, and all these other quarterbacks. With a passionate 10-minute social media tirade, defending his legacy, football insights, despite being a polarizing figure. Again, Newton's impact on the game has changed how the quarterback position is now today, and that is undeniable. The Kyler Murrays, the Lamar Jacksons. Who else am I missing? Justin Fields. Hell, I would even say Dak, Josh Allen. Hell, Patrick Mahomes. I think Cam had an impact because of the different style that he brought to the game and his ability to speak confidently and his game was unquestionable. So for this man to receive any criticism at all, I think is ridiculous. I've seen ESPN analysts all over that. I've seen other people talking about it. But again, Cam's resume speaks for itself. All right. Cam's resume has speak for itself. He was a number 1 overall pick. He was an MVP. He won Rookie of the Year. He went to a Super Bowl. He took a team to a Super Bowl. He took a team to a Super Bowl that went 15-1 And his best wide receiver was Ted Ginn, and Ted Ginn was the leading receiver with over 790 something yards. So again, the guy's resume speaks for itself. He's a Heisman Trophy winner, national championship. The list goes on, man. He has every right to say what he wants to say. Okay. Um, so for him to get criticism just because he's critiquing some of these quarterbacks, like get off the guy's ass. Is he, get off the guy's ass. So again, it is what it is. Let's see here. No quarterback, no picks, terrible roster, clueless owner. Yep. I thought Derwin James was good, but the Chargers chat said he was ass. Dude, again, Derwin James is good. I think the problem is, again, it comes down to Brandon Staley. Brandon Staley's a defensive minded coach. He was the one who was running the defense, and he's just a terrible coach. Again, he's so bad. He is very, very bad. Again, Dalton was going to be gone after this year. I'm still starting Bryce in camp. Dalton will not be gone after this year. Josh, he has a 2-year contract. Pretty sure Andy Dalton does. Pretty sure he has a 2-year contract. Yeah, it's 2 years. So he won't be gone. Dalton will not be gone. It's a 2-year, $10 million contract. How overpaid some of the players are or not. I mean, I can tell you who the ones who are overpaid right now. Hayden Hurst, Miles Sanders, Dante Jackson, Shaq Thompson, and who else was overpaid? I'd have to go look at the contracts again, but those are my few for right now that I can think of. Don't bench. I'm not benching him. He getting 30 million. He needs to work on his craft. I feel that. Yeah, Miles Sanders is another one. 4 years, 25 million, 16 guaranteed. Yeah, definitely wasn't worth that money. Anybody who should have been getting that was Chuba Hubbard. Marcus Paz. What's up, Marcos? Appreciate you joining, man. Glad you're in here, brother. Match had to go to timeout. Marco Clay said Chargers are going to win. I did say the Chargers are going to win. Their team's better all around. Besides Max Crosby on that defense and Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers and Josh Jacobs on that offense, what else do they got? Mayer came out as a we'll see. Josh says, okay, we'll see. He does have a 2-year contract, $10 million. Why would he leave? He's a backup quarterback. He's chilling. He's making $5 million just to sit on his ass. Backup quarterback has to be one of the best positions in pro sports. You sit there, you sit back, you only have to play unless the guy in front of you starts. You're getting paid $10 million a year. Count me in. Under the cap, bring it up. Number of content. Under the cap, bring it up. Yeah, we'll have to look at the cap space and see what's going on. He was mid versus Seattle. Who was mid under versus Seattle? Oh, you're talking about Dalton. Well, they threw the ball 60 times. You know what I mean? So here's the funny thing, man. The Panthers tickets are now cheaper than a cup of coffee. Isn't that insane? Because right now for Falcons tickets are now available on the secondary market for just 45 cents. Making it the NFL's version of clearance sale, if you ask me. This price is so low that it might seem like they're paying you to watch the game. It's still cost-effective way for you to spend your spare change. This unbelievable price is an addition to the Panthers comedy of errors this season. Again, I just told y'all I'm here for the show, man. I'm just here for the show. Guys, as you're coming in, make sure you pound that like button. Of course, the goal is to get 50 likes every live. All right. The goal is to get 50 likes. So there's no reason why everybody that comes in here should not be pounding that like button. All right. That's all I ask. All right. So again, with a performance record is what we are. What are we? 1-12 now, 1-13. Which is more cringeworthy than your probably your high school yearbook photo, right? The Panthers are offering a unique opportunity for fans to experience on their football budget. You can buy tickets now for 45 cents, which is cheaper than most dollar stores deals. You could get a thing of candy for 45 cents. The upper level seats are almost a steal. I mean, you would be investing 2 quarters to witness a team that's been in a masterclass in underachievement. All right. It's so bad that the pigeons outside the stadium are considering demanding a refund for having to witness such football. I guess I would say monstrosities. I mean, it's absolutely horrendous, man. It is. But on a positive note, the ticket prices remain low. Panthers owner David Tepper might just be able to buy tickets for the next 2.6 billion years without denting his vast net worth. So, however, this is a sad state of affairs for the Panthers. It has turned the once proud football franchise basically into a punchline. Okay. It's an embarrassment for the owner, the players, and anyone who has proudly bought in Panthers gear, has donated to the organization, has been part of the organization, and fans like myself are looking at these season tickets and wondering if they could trade them for a slightly used toaster. Hell, I think I could go to Goodwill with 50 cents and buy an outfit, If you're in the Charlotte area and you're contemplating spending your hard-earned 45 cents on a Panthers ticket, it's better to value your life and time and your mental state, and perhaps you should invest in something more worthwhile. There might be a stock out there that you can invest 45 cents in that you might even have a better chance to get your money back or more. Or you could go buy a pet rock or a collection of motivational cat posters. Because again, watching this team this season might be the only thing worse than losing 45 cents in your couch cushions. So let's be honest, it's tough out here. All right. It's tough out here. It's so bad. All I can do at this point, guys, is laugh, man. All I can do is laugh at this point. Unnecessary bluntness is in here. What's up, man? Such a good show. He does a great job over there. He does a great job. He does a great show. If y'all haven't heard or watched any of his content, I watch his content all the time. He does a good show over there. Go check him out. If I knew I was off work Sunday, I would go. Hey, I mean, listen, I'm not saying don't go, but it just, I just had to make a little fun. I had to make a little fun. Do you have to pay to license the seats? I have no idea, man. That's Mad Chatter. That's a question I can't answer, my friend. Dre's in the chat saying, is Bryce Young a bust or just having a bad start to his career? What does the tape say? Dre, I've broken down game film, and at the beginning of the season, it looked bad. And then as the time went on, he got a little better. And really after the Texans game, he got a little bit better. He did good in the Texas game. He got a little bit better in the next game. And and then after that, because after the Texans, no. Basically, he was progressing better. But then again, after the Texans game, it's kind of gone downhill, in my opinion. Again, it's also people that, again, with this debate right here, Dre, this question, which I've talked about before, I've given my unfair evaluation, but I've also given my fair evaluation. I'm 50-50 on the kid. Okay. He has his issues. He's a rookie. Okay. This guy was not a day one starter. He was not a guy that you should draft first overall. If we would have stayed, we would have been better off at staying in number 9 and probably getting him. Whether he would have fell to number 9 or not is beyond my idea. But to your question, Dre, I think it has to do with his issues and the circumstances. He's got footwork issues. He's got timing issues. He second guesses some of the routes, which I think that's a confidence issue. I think that has to do with his confidence in his offensive line, his confidence in the wide receivers to create separation. And I think it's kind of a multitude of things. It's also due to the fact that you had a head coach that would not change the play calling up to change play calling up to Bryce's strengths. Obviously, coaches in the background drama, right? Off the field issue was the drama of coaches texting David Tepper about Frank. Other things were, people weren't agreeing. So when it came to the coaching staff, there was too many cooks in the kitchen. So let's all be honest there. It was just too many cooks in the kitchen, too many egos, too much. And, to me, the problem is Dre too, is that I feel like his processing is not as vague. It's not as good as what people say. I shouldn't say vague. It's not as good as what people think. Do I think that Bryce is the total problem? No. He has, like I said, he has his issues. Okay. We also cannot just put the full blame on him. We got to put the blame on you can put the blame on some of it of him, but I would say you got to also look at the circumstances with the offensive line, with the wide receivers, stuff like that. I think he can process. I think he needs more time. What was funny was as I was on TikTok and I saw this guy named Rod Smith. If y'all don't know who Rod Smith is, he played for the Panthers back in 1995, I want to say. Defensive back. And he won a national championship at Notre Dame. And I asked him what he thought about Bryce, and apparently he knew he's close with Frank Wright, and he said before Frank got fired, he told him everything what that went on. I'm actually trying to get him to come on the show because I would love to interview him, what he heard from Frank and what he thinks about Bryce. But he kind of gave me this lowdown that he thinks that he says that Bryce's mentality, apparently that he heard from Frank Wright, was that Bryce's mentality is almost like Tom Brady. Like he says that he sits there and looks at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's processing, but it's taking too long. And obviously he says that normally it should be like 1, 2, 3, right? Finding that or 1, 2, he's saying. So it was interesting how he broke it down. I'd love to get him on the show because I think how he explained it to me made me understand a little bit more. But again, Dre, what were you asking me? I'm sorry. I see another comment here. Oh, I see it. What are Bryce's strengths? I think his athleticism is intriguing. All right. I think he has the arm talent to do so. I think he can process the game. I just think that when it comes to rookie quarterbacks, he wasn't a guy that was actually ready to go. He was he was a project. I think Anthony Richardson's going to be a project as well. But has the athleticism, the size, the arm strength. Okay. The problem is with Bryce is that he struggles with passing accuracy of 20 plus yards. His footwork needs some, I've seen the kid move. He's very agile. I don't think his he's not a good athlete. I don't think that's correct. I mean, he wouldn't have won a Heisman if he wasn't a good athlete. How can we say a guy's not a good athlete if he won a Heisman trophy? Again, he was good enough to win the Heisman. I think he's agile enough to move. I think he's athletic enough to get out the pocket. I think that is a strength. I think the issue is that his footwork, he's too much on his tippy toes. I think he is a smart kid. I think he can process. He just needs more time to do so. Again, I'm 50-50 on him. I'm not saying that he is our franchise quarterback. I'm not saying that he's a bust. But again, if we do the right things, Trey, to your question and to your statements, I think that Bryce bought the Heisman. Marco's coming in hot. I think that what it comes down to is that, well, that's definitely true. Lacks confidence and anticipation. I would lack confidence and anticipation too when it comes to, um, you know, having an offensive line that can't block for me. Okay. And wide receivers not getting open. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can pull up. You know, it'd be interesting. Let's see if we can pull up his PFF draft thing. I kind of want to look at. So here's his scouting report. You know what? Actually, I do have a scouting report for him. Actually. I put one together, I think, this off season after we drafted him. I put a scouting report together. Let me I do have it. Where is it? Give me 1 second. Jay Issue, what up? Let me find this scouting report that I had here. Give me 1 second. It will only take me like 2 seconds to find it. Because I know I have his scouting report made for Bryce. But I don't think I have a PowerPoint thing. I wish I had I wish I had it up. Let me see here. Hold on, here it comes. Come on, pull up. Why aren't you not pulling up? Pull up at the after party. Do 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 do. All right, let's try this again. Let me see. Motherfucker. Excuse my language, folks. I'm pulling up the draft report that I made for Bryce back in the day. I'm pulling it up. And I have like a bunch of notes. Because you got to come prepared. I just can't make this shit up on my own. You know what I mean? Got to come prepared. It's off the dome piece, but I just can't remember it all just to speak it out loud. It's a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Let me set you boys up with this. Apply normal text. Let's get that. Here we go. Here. And then let me improve it real quick and we'll get it going. So this is my scouting report. Let me make some edits real quick. Because I got Grammarly. Y'all ever use Grammarly? Oh my God, what a wonderful tool. I use it for my work. It's such a great. This is a great little tool for whenever you're making stuff. Like, honestly, with this, I've made like multiple things to make articles. I can make my own articles with this damn thing. Okay. Hold on. I got to fix apparently Grammarly wants me to fix all these sentences and I don't want all this showing up. That's how you spell signaling. There you go. There we go. And one more. Should be good to go. So I'm not going to lie to you. Y'all probably aren't going to like this with this scouting report. Okay. You're probably not going to like my scouting report. All right. So here we go, guys. I'll show this real quick. I'll share my screen. So this was the scouting report that I made. This is what I titled it for Bryce. Can y'all see that? Do I need to make it bigger? Let me make it bigger. Nope, that's making me bigger. That's not it. That's not it. There we go. There we go. All right, so let's scroll up here. So background, I put obviously quarterback, school, Alabama, junior, 5'10", 194 pounds. Okay. From high school days, Santa Ana, 5-star recruit. What I put is high school stats there. Let's see. Put his college achievements in here. Then I put the positives about him. So this is the scouting report I put on Bryce. And I'm going to move this down all on one page. Okay. All right. Scouting report with Bryce. This is the scouting report I did when we drafted him. So I put Young's natural talent is evident. Has a baseline arm talent that's consistent, generates good velocity on throws, although not elite. I did say not elite. Okay. His arm elasticity and ability to throw from different angles add an appealing dimension to his game. I said Young's creation, right? Talking about how he can create plays. His athleticism, right? That quick movement and the elusiveness that he has, which we've seen, stands out as a near generational trait. He navigates the field with uncanny field defenders, manipulating space, creating positive plays in adverse situations. I did put areas of improvement. While Young's size, arm strength may raise some concerns, I did put this. But I said his agility and adaptability to compensate for these limitations, right? So improvements in independent processing, patience in reading, anticipate are areas where Young could refine his skills. And honestly, we're seeing that. He needs to improve his processing. He needs to, but of course, patience in reading, that also comes with, that also comes with an offensive line giving him the time to do so, right? Okay. And then anticipate are areas where he needs to anticipate better, right? So honestly, everything that I said that he needs improvement on, he does, and his footwork. So again, I gave you my positives. I gave you my negatives. So again, I feel you, Kenny. I feel you. I hear you. I hear you. Listen, any of y'all, listen. Falcons are still winning the division. I have a feeling we lose. Yeah, of course. We are going to lose. But I'm going to tell you how they can win. Not necessarily that they'll do it. But again, I can tell you how they win. Guys, again, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. As you're coming in, make sure you pound that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new content. And of course, make sure you join the Discord because you don't want to miss out on the giveaway next week. You don't want to miss out. And I will explain how that works. All right, let's get back to the wonderful PowerPoint presentation I have put together for you fine folks. All right. Let's move on. So to me, these guys are on the hot seat. I could also probably added Bryce into this, but I felt like we've already talked about Bryce enough. We talk about him every single freaking show. And honestly, I'm kind of getting tired of talking about what Bryce, whether Bryce is a bust or not. Okay. Again, I'm 50-50 on it. Leave it at that. Just don't give any away Panthers gear. Again, Supernova. I'm thinking about doing like, okay, again, just since Supernova kind of now you got me thinking. I was going to do a jersey giveaway, but again, I don't know if anybody wants to do that. So I'm thinking of that since it's Christmas. And that's what I want to do. I want to make it a Christmas giveaway. I was kind of thinking like Amazon gift cards. Maybe do like 3 winners. You get a $30 gift card to Amazon. I think that's fun and fair. Gives 3 people a chance to win. Right? We're at 3,800 subscribers. We're on the road to 5K. Right? We're on the road to 5K, guys. We're at 3,800. We only need 1,200 more subscribers and we reach that 5K mark. I think three $30 gift cards to Amazon's a fair one, or 4, or maybe we'll do 4 25s. Something like that. I want to make it to where we can have more winners than just one. So if you want to become involved in this giveaway, this is how it's going to work. Listen carefully. Join the Discord. The link tree's down below. The Discord link's right in there. It will take you straight to it. Once you join, I want you to share the live. Screenshot that you shared the live to whatever you shared it to where people can find it. Share the live, screenshot it, show me that. Show me that. And also you have to show me that you're subscribed to the channel. All right, because this is for subscribers. Okay, these are for people who support me. So you also have to be subscribed. You have to screenshot that you're subscribed as well. Put it in the giveaway chat, and then you'll get your name involved. I don't think it's very hard. 2 things. Share the live, screenshot it, screenshot you're subscribed, put it in the Discord, hashtag giveaway in the Discord. You're good to go. All right. First person up, again, James Campen. This offensive line is under scrutiny. James Canton is getting part of that scrutiny as well because all this offensive line has done is regressed. It went from a promising 2022 season to an abysmal 2023 season. Of course, injuries have been a part of that concern, right? Again, it's also been a part of the reason why Young has struggled too. And it's part of the reason why we've probably seen Young's confidence go down, his trust issues go up or go down. I mean, his trust issues are with this team, not only with the offensive line, but the wide receivers. And I could also put Sean Jefferson on here too. But again, that's also on the talent that we have. I think the talent is also a big issue. It's a big issue when your number 1 wide receiver, again, guys, is a 33-year-old Adam Thielen. Campen needs to strategize to really optimize this offensive line to their strengths, right? There is no veterans on this offensive line. Okay. And now we're using development players like Cade Mays, Nash Jansen, Savala. I feel like I'm missing someone else. But again, all these players were all development talents. You let all your veteran backups go. Again, granted, were they good? No. Was Cam Irving good and everybody was happy he left? Absolutely. But I think right now I'd take Cam Irving over some of these guys right now. You let Deontay Brown go, who looked good in the offseason. It just doesn't make sense to me. We got 4 remaining games. Again, this offense just needs a complete overhaul. And that's going to be the thing that we're going to have to do this offseason, whether it's through free agency or whether it's through the draft. But this offensive line, whoever the next head coach and GM is, must do a complete overhaul on this offensive line. It has to be done. All right. Kenny says Bryce had an IQ score in the draft process. Ryan Fitzpatrick had the highest IQ score ever. That system has flaws. Physical talents like arm strength, athleticism, height translate more. Kenny, listen, our GM here in Carolina could, if talent slapped him in the face, he still wouldn't pick the person. Like, I mean, I'm serious. The guy, they go based off the. I seriously think that a lot of these teams go based off the IQ test when you can clearly look at God given talent and say that guy's got it. I think we've all seen that. I think Anthony Richardson's actually going to be a very good quarterback in the NFL. I think that if the Indianapolis Colts actually use him correctly, he could be a very, very good quarterback because he's got all the intangibles to do so. The athleticism, like you were just thinking, the arm strength, just like what Kenny was saying, the height translate, just like Kenny was saying. Same thing with CJ Stroud. We got to make this clear. And this is the last time I'm saying it. You can record this, whatever you want. I did not want Bryce Young. My first round pick was AR-15. That's who I wanted. Then I went Stroud, and then I said I wanted Bryce and then Will Levis. Again, if I had to redo it over, I would still keep it AR-15, CJ Stroud, Will Levis, then Bryce. Or Max Duggan or Bennett. Okay. But again, it's terrible. It's terrible, guys. It's terrible. We all know that. So again, James Campen, you're under the hot seat for me, man. Do something with this offensive line. Figure it out. You're a well-renowned coach, and I know you're a smart coach, and there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to develop these guys and put the right things around them. The Family Dollar Avengers, how Jay Issue coming in hot, man. Jay Issue coming in hot with that. I love it. I know. I get it, dude. Jay Issue just doesn't make sense. But again, it's too many egos. It's too many cooks in the kitchen. It just clashed it clashed almost basically as bad as a train wreck. You know what I mean? Like two trains coming together and just colliding. That's what happened. Buddy was under Aaron Rodgers for years and didn't learn shit. What a shame. Yeah. And Aaron Rodgers spoke highly about him. You know, Aaron Rodgers has spoke highly about this guy, about James Campen. I think James Campen's good. I think he can be a good coach. I think he still has it. I just think part of it, I think it's also circumstances too, man. I think a lot of this, again, starts from higher up and other things off the field that have led to things now onto the field. You know what I mean? I think that's the issue that's gone on here with this organization. It starts from the top. Listen, y'all have heard me speak about this. Okay. I have told you why the Carolina Panthers are atrocious. I can reiterate it if you want, but I sound like a broken record player. Marcos, thank you so much, man. Marcos, that's why I made you a moderator, man. I appreciate you getting in the chat and hyping me up and continue showing your support. Let's get Clay to 4K. Tell your family, friends, tell your coworkers to subscribe to the Ropp Star Report. See someone wearing Panthers gear, tell them to subscribe to the Ropp Star Report. Marcos is the fucking man, dude. That guy fucks. All right, Marcos Cash fucks. We should put that in the chat. All right. Thank you, Marcos. Appreciate you, man. Hey, Clay. I just got done watching Jack the Ripper doc. Okay, well, go ahead and take your anxiety pills. Go ahead and take those anxiety pills, because I can tell you right now, if I watch something like that, I'd be cleaning my guns. Thomas Brown, you're under the hot seat, my friend. He's been under scrutiny since his wife opened her mouth about saying we're already fired. We kind of already knew that. I don't think you had to tell us that. Because no offense, I think your husband should have stayed in LA to learn a little bit more from Sean McVay. And that's just my opinion, because I mean, I know we had 200 yards rushing against the New Orleans Saints, but you still only managed 6 points. So that puts Brown's decision making in the spotlight. So again, Brown has to be held accountable. for the failed gambles that have affected the short yardage situations, the red zone efficiency. Okay. This is beyond anything else. And he has sealed his fate. Again, a rebound in week 15 could be useful for this man, but I don't see it happening. And last but not least, the man that wants $30 million a year, who believes that he should have that Bosa money or close to it. If you don't know, Brian Burns' agent, guys, if you don't know, now you know. Brian Burns' agent works for the same agency that Bosa's agent works for. Just so you know. Isn't that fun? Ironic? Brian Burns, again, you've only had 6.5 sacks, man. Your stats aren't even good enough to get you into the Pro Bowl again. You've been inconsistent. You've had ankle issues. I think you've just timed yourself out. I mean, for me, once, I think, considered one of the league's most dynamic pass rushers, and then now there's a lot of questions that will need to be answered about your impact on the field in these games. Your future with the team is hanging on the balance with that, Mr. Burns. And the rumors of a tag and a trade scenario really make sense to me at this point, because you're not worth $30 million, in my opinion. I appreciate you standing on business and being a man and sticking this season out and playing, even though you didn't get a contract. I respect that cold-heartedly. But if you think you're worth $30 million, you're sadly mistaken. At this point, your worth to me is around 23. I'm not the GM, though. I'm not the owner. I don't have that call. But this is a complicated situation. And honestly, I think that last year, our GM, who is an idiot, when he got offered that 2 first-round picks and second-round pick from the Los Angeles Rams, he should have hopped on that like white on rice. But again, I wouldn't have trusted him to not only if he did make that trade, I wouldn't have trusted him to pick the right talent. But honestly, if he would have done that, we might not even at least be in the situation that we're in right now. We would have had 2 first-round picks. Wherever that first-round pick would have been. But again, we would have had 2 first-round picks. And we would have had 2 first-round picks this year if we wouldn't have traded away. We wouldn't be in the situation if we made. I have a feeling if we made that trade last year, last year in November in 2022, if Scott Fitter would have made that trade to LA, I don't think we'd be in the situation we are in right now. Not necessarily saying that it would have been better, but I don't think we would have not had a first-round pick this year. That's just my opinion. But again, I think right now Derek Brown's the guy I would much rather build around if I had my choice, because he has overshadowed him this season by far. Frankie Luvu has overshadowed Burns by far. So Burns, you're going to need to come out here and prove to me. I need a 2-sack game from you. I need 2 sacks. I need 2. At least 2. I need you to finish this season out strong to prove to me that we should re-sign you for $30 million. You know what I mean? Like, that don't make no damn sense, though, bro. $30 million and you giving me 6 sacks? I guarantee you, if YGM, with the way that YGM was playing at the beginning of the season, and if he was didn't get hurt, I guarantee you he'd have 6 sacks right now. Because he was balling before he got freaking hurt. And he might be the better, who knows? Clay, I don't want to continue thinking about the picks we should have kept and just drafted. I feel you, man. Again, though, would y'all have felt comfortable with Scott Fitter being at number 9? I would have. I would have felt more comfortable with him there than I would have what he did. Y'all got to think about it, man. We trade the mortgage. We trade a house mortgage, a big house mortgage, a mansion house mortgage. When you traded away Christian McCaffrey, you traded away DJ Moore, and then all a first round pick for this year and last year. And look where you're at. And now the Bears have 2 first round picks this year. And they're probably going to get the first overall pick because of what we're doing over here right now. And again, this could go down as one of the worst trades in NFL history if Bryce does not pan out. That's why I'm still rooting for the kid, because I don't want it to be that situation, guys. This could go down as one of the worst trades in NFL history if Bryce does not pan out. I'm telling you. And if he doesn't pan out, that rebuild that we've been talking about, it's not going to be 3 years. It's going to be 5. Also, some rumors in the NCAA, by the way, guys, just so you know. Don't be surprised if you don't see Caleb Williams come out of doesn't go into the draft. Don't be surprised if Caleb Williams doesn't go into this draft. There's some rumors that Ohio State's offering a bag for him to transfer there. There's rumors out there that Caleb Williams, just so y'all know, there's rumors out there that Caleb Williams has been offered a shit ton of money, with the whole NIL deals to Ohio State. So don't be surprised in this draft, or don't be surprised if we don't see Caleb Williams come out for the draft. Because he wants to go down as one of the best of all time in NCAA. And there's one thing that he hasn't done, that's won a national championship, and he wants to. And he needs to go to a team with a good defense. Well, guess who has a good defense? Ohio State. So don't be surprised if Caleb Williams does not come out for this draft this year and goes to Ohio State, because there's rumors back there that he could end up transferring there and taking the bag that they're going to give him in that NIL deal. Just so y'all know. Adam Emerson, what's up, man? Just wish we started Dalton with this offensive line playing like a wet paper towel, because Bryce got to be traumatized after the season. I know, Adam. I know. I've been saying it. Jay Issues coming in saying, I'm on edge from a cliff looking down. If we sign YGM or some other bum to an extension next year, y'all have my word. I will no longer be a Panthers fan, because why do we hold on to trash? I feel you, Jay Issue. I feel you. I'm wondering if they trade Burns to get a first round pick this offseason. I mean, that's kind of what I did, yesterday with I think that the reason why we didn't do any trades during the trade deadline, I think that they're going to use some of these guys as trade capital. They're going to try to trade some guys. I think they're going to try to trade, if they're smart, they'll try to trade Hurst. They'll try to trade Miles Sanders. They'll try to trade Burns. They'll try to trade. They maybe even try to trade Von Bell or Xavier Woods, those veteran guys, just to get draft capital. Dante Jackson, I can see get traded, because again, your cap space is going to take $15.8 million next year. So it makes more sense for you to get rid of him and save that money in free agency, because you could find probably a corner in free agency, or you could find that corner in the draft. Again, it all comes down to what GM we get, because if Scott Bitter is here, I don't trust anything. So if he's still here at the end of the season and coming into this 2024 offseason, guys, it's crucial, because the 2024 offseason is so crucial for this team to at least not make the rebuild more than 3 years. If they can actually get the right GM and coaching combo, they can salvage this team. But it has to be those two have to be on the same page, and they have to be willing to tell David Tepper no. And David Tepper has to be willing to take a step back and say, hey, I've been fucking this up for how long now? I'm 30 and something they're talking about me as one of the worst owners in the NFL. That has to be getting to his ego a little bit. But he also has to be thinking to himself, I'm part of the reasons why this shit's all going down. But of course, again, he's a billionaire. He doesn't give a flying you know what, because again, he's got all the money in the world. It comes down to, though, getting a GM to come here and a head coach to come here that are on the same page, though, at least. If you can get that, you can salvage at least somewhat of it. I hope so, Josh, but I think it'll be a bottom first round pick. If you trade him, you'll probably, like I said, you could probably trade him to the Broncos. I mean, hell, I've seen the Jags. I've done mock drafts where you can get him in, get a mid first round pick for him, right? Like the 14th or 15th pick, And I've done that in mock drafts. I try to make them as realistic as possible. You just have to maneuver the settings on those things so that it's not like wild picks. You know what I mean? Josh, I'm not giving Tepper what he wants. Dude shows his cards to the world. Thirsty for a quarterback, willing to give the house. A team should continue milking his bald-headed ass. Fucked. Tepper have never felt this low about a team. Jay Issue's going off, man. He's on fire. So then this leads me to this. So this is where this leads me to this. And it comes to that, I had to pull John Taffer into this situation, man. The man from Bar Rescue, he's been able to save a lot of businesses. You know what I mean? I had to bring him in. He'll tell David Tepper, he'll tell the owner to, shut it down. You know what I mean? He'll tell David Tepper to shut it down. You know what I mean? If you ever watch Bar Rescue, you know who this guy is. And he'll get in his face. So maybe we should hire John Taffer, more of as like Tepper's like assistant to tell him no or shut it down. Hell, bring in John Taffer. Exactly. Tell me he'll come in there and shut it down. You know what I mean? Aquanu playing like garbage. How he's gonna have reaction time slow? He's not agile enough, Adam. Plays like a left guard. He plays like a left guard. Hell yeah, bring in Taffer. Cam for president. Hey, I love it. I would love Cam to be here, man. I love for Cam to be here. We need to halt the Bryce experiment. This is what brings me to this topic right here. We need to halt the Bryce experiment and just go ahead and embrace Andy Dalton, because it's time to end this experiment before any more damage is done. You're already 1-12. The plan for a rebuild is nowhere near to be found yet. It's time for us to learn from a veteran. And when I mean us, I mean Bryce. Sorry, I should say. And you got to shut down Bryce. You got to salvage what's left of this season and focus on the future. There is a bigger picture here. And the bigger picture is that we all have. So let's start off with this. We all have big plans for this team in 2023. We all are eating our crow. We're all wearing our clown suits and clown noses. And I can tell you right now, I don't think any of us predicted that it was going to be this bad. I mean, I'm probably one of the biggest clowns on YouTube, social media, Twitter, because I came out and said this team's going to win the division, go 10-7 or 10-7. That might be one of the worst takes I've ever done in my life. And I'll admit to it. I'll own up to my responsibility. I'll go to the Halloween store, grab a clown suit, paint my face, and hop on here and tell you I was wrong. But you can already imagine that. Okay? Drafting Bryce Young at the number 1 overall pick, you bring in Frank Wright. All we wanted from Frank Wright was just to salvage what Matt Rule did. We didn't need you to come in here and do this whole complete bullshit that you wanted to do. We just needed you to be a game managing head coach. That's all we needed you to do. But you're too worried about other things. I got to stand up, guys. And if you work from a desk, Get you one of them stand-up desks. You'll thank me later. But this team is the bottom of the NFL, right? There's no chance of us making the playoffs, okay? And when this team, and even when that was brought up, I'm like, how is anybody bringing this up about us making the playoffs? We were like, I think we were 0-6, or we were like 0 and I think it was maybe when we were 0-8 or 0-9, and we still could have made the playoffs, something like that. But even then, I mean, we weren't 0-9, but we were like 1-9 and said that we could still make the playoffs. But why would anybody ever want to bring that up when you're 1-9? Right? It's time to face reality, guys. Okay? You got to shut this kid down. Not because he's a bust, but it's because he's been thrown into a chaotic situation. Listen to me. Listen to me. Okay? Listen to what I just said. You're in the bottom of the NFL. There's no chances of you making the playoffs. So you need to shut your rookie quarterback down from further damage. And I just said because sometimes none of you guys listen that's in my chat. Y'all don't listen. You just want to hear what you want to hear. All y'all on social media have selective hearing. Or you take someone's text or comments or whatever out of context. They need to shut him down, not because he's a bust, but because he's been thrown in one of the most chaotic situations I've ever seen in football. Again, it starts from the top. A meddling owner, a GM who couldn't scout talent to save his life, who better not be here in 2024. He did not do anything adequately to bring talent in from free agency and draft talent here, and could have made one of the worst trades in NFL history again if Bryce does not pan out. So that's what I need to make clear to you guys. Next thing is another reason why that is. When I'm talking about the chaotic situation, you've got a first-year head coach who's not willing to change the playbook up to the quarterback that, even though he didn't want to even help the kid develop, wouldn't work on his footwork. He had this so-called playbook, but yet the offense was vanilla. The play calling was atrocious. You have coaches in the background texting the owner that Frank won't change the playbook up, won't work on Bryce's footwork. So they weren't even developing the kid and helping the kid out. So what the fuck was Josh McCown doing? What the fuck was Deuce Staley doing? What were these guys that aren't here anymore doing? I feel that Frank Reich sealed his fate. To the reason why he got fired was because he refused to let his pride get in front of him. Let's be honest. He refused to change anything up because he didn't get his way, because he didn't get CJ Stroud. Because he built that playbook right before they even went to the draft, because he knew who he already wanted. And that's the issue. I have never seen such chaotic situation in my life. You've got an atrocious offensive line. That's due to the fact that the GM didn't bring anything in. Weak wide receiver core. You got a 33-year-old Adam Thielen that's your wide receiver one. You should know that you have an issue when your number one wide receiver is Adam Thielen. Right? Coaching changes. So they have just done everything I think possible that I could possibly think of that to make it difficult for Bryce Young to even succeed. Now, granted, I said it before and I'll say it again. How am I talking out of my ass, Matt Chatter? How am I talking out of my ass? Please make that make sense. Please tell me why I'm talking out of my ass. Frank wanted no part of Bryce. Frank paid you to say that? Well, Frank, go fuck yourself. Um, Frank wanted no part of Bryce. I blame Tepper for hiring a coach and not giving him his respect and vision for the team. Frank yet again went to a team that didn't let him draft at what he wanted. Yep. And I totally agree, Jay. I totally agree. But again, he let his pride get in front of him. He could have salvaged his time here. I think though that it was a bad hire in the first place, though, because Frank should have went on a vacation, a long vacation. He should have taken a year off from coaching and then came back. Right. It was all a big F you to Tepper for lying, and Bryce was caught in the middle. Yeah, I mean that's what we're seeing here. Bad chatter. I swear, man. But again, instead of the Panthers, the Panthers, what they should have done was turn to veteran quarterback Andy Dalton, who was signed to mentor Bryce. Doesn't seem like that's working out. And with nothing left to play for in the 2023 season, you might as well just play Dalton for the remainder 4 games of the season, which will allow Young to learn from a seasonal pro. This will enable him to improve his skills and learn from Dalton's experience. Now, Dalton may not be the best quarterback in the league, but he's reliable and he can provide valuable insights. Okay. Playing Dalton will also help the Panthers determine if Young is the root cause of the team's problems, or if the group has as deeper issues as we've spoken about before. Again, protecting Young's long-term investment, because again, you got to think about what we invested to get this kid in. That's why I'm still trying to back this kid up, because of what we invested to get him. It should be a priority for us. He's a rookie quarterback. He's already endured a baggage of a thing of sacks, right? And the risk of injury is high as well. You cannot afford to jeopardize this kid. It's because, again, if he doesn't pan out, it's another 5 years. I'd rather him pan out and it be 3. I mean, for Christ's sake, what are we talking about here? These are meaningless games in this season. So you might as well just let him sit and learn. Because him going out on the field is just doing more damage than it is good. This has been a disaster of a season. It's just time to cut our losses. Shut down Bryce, play Andy Dalton for the remainder of the games. Okay. It not only will it help the team focus on preparing for the next season, but the Dalton may not be the cure of all things. But let's calculate and move to the safeguard. Hold on 1 second, guys. What's up, Jeff? So again, sit Bryce. I know some of you are not about it. No, Josh, I'm not gonna let it go. Because it just needs to be done. It needs to be done. And I hope Frank Wright comes out and does an interview. I hope Frank Wright does an interview and comes out and says everything. I want him to expose this organization for what has happened. I want him to expose. Frank Wright exposed everything from day one. The interview after the draft, just read the facial expression, his response to the questions. I mean, again, why? Again, it comes down to why is Tepper meddling in football operations in the first place? I feel even the coaches come to Carolina for a bag. The players and coaches will not take this franchise serious or go to war for Tepper. He's a clown. Yep. Solid points there, JSU. Solid points, my friend. So in my eyes, Wright is the perfect example of what happens when you stand at Tepper. I mean, look at Wilkes. That's also a great point there, Marcos. I love it. I love these. I love it. I love it. He did play solid. He just threw the ball 60 damn times. I got the money, Clay, for what? For what? I don't mind Bryce finishing the season, but to your point, Clay, I saw Corbett get injured the last game of the year last season, so I understand. And it's not even just that. It's also the fact of like you want to basically hit the reset button with him, build his confidence back up, let him learn, let him process this information from a veteran who's been in the league for how many years, who has had success. Now, granted, never made it to the Super Bowl. I think that had to do with Marvin Lewis, but that's another story for another day. But again, but he has had playoff, time. He's made the playoffs. He's taken the Bengals to how many winning seasons when he was there. I think that it's a guy that you would want to learn from and mentorship from. Obviously, Josh McCown wasn't giving it to him, so I'd love to see Dalton do it instead. And I wouldn't want Josh McCown to be my quarterback coach anyways, because what did Josh McCown do throughout his career? He was a journeyman, right? Anyways, that's another topic for another day. If quarterback C goes, Bryce is seeing demons with the O-line and wideouts we have. It is an issue. I mean, again, it's still an issue with this team, right? The offensive line, the wide receiver, we can still say that. Guys, as you're coming in, make sure you pound that like button. That's all I ask. I greatly appreciate it. Trying to get to 50 likes today. Would love to reach that, or at least, manageable 30. Manageable 30. All right, let's move on. Put Bryce on Shaq's shoulder since he's hurt this season. Can't watch the game. I feel that, man. I feel that. All right, so here we go. So the Panthers, this is the preview and prediction part, and let's just talk about it. Let's talk about the defense first, okay? We know what the Falcons are going to do. They're going to try to run the ball with Robinson, Algier. They're going to try the Falcons are going to be they are third in the league for most rushes per game. They're sixth in rushing yards per game. Our rushing defense is ranked 28th in rushes against, and then we are 22nd in yards per game. So we got to step it up. Okay. They're going to be trying to kill us with the run game. I knew that from when I was sitting here thinking about the preview and prediction. I knew that's what their game plan is going to be. And I know it's going to be that. You'll see. Because, again, I need to see Derek Brown dominate. I need this linebacker core to support, fill your gaps. It's crucial to limit the Falcons' ground game, okay? But the pass rush becomes pivotal in this matchup because the Panthers have to exploit that 25th ranked sacking percentage of the Falcons. And again, Brian Burns has to regain his form. The entire defense unit must put pressure on Desmond Ridder to disrupt that offensive flow. The prioritized thing, though, is contain playmakers like Kyle Pitts, like Drake London in that passing defense. While JC Horn is expected to cover them, and the entire secondary must contribute to force negative plays, especially as the offense looks to rebound from its struggles. So in week 1, the Panthers offense faltered against the Falcons, displaying a lack of rhythm and confidence. I know that was week 1. But again, fast forward, we're now in week 15. The crime remains a work in progress, okay? Facing an above average Falcons defense that compensates for its struggles on offense, the Panthers need players to step up, make plays, spark offensive production. Despite a few open opportunities against the Saints, the execution could have been better, but the coaching staff provided chances for game-changing plays. And now the plays must deliver, even if consistency has been elusive. So, against the Falcons, red zone, they are very solid in the red zone, is what I'm trying to get at here. And the Panthers have to be better in throwing the ball in the end zone if we can even get down there. But again, the Falcons are excelling at preventing rushing touchdowns. We got to rely on Bryce in goal line situations to become more creative. And of course, that comes down to the play calling. To counter this Falcons pass rush, the Panthers have to exploit the middle weakness by getting Young on the move, rolling out of the pocket, utilizing his mobility. Could be a strategic advantage. Some bootleg action, more play action, especially in the red zone, where the Falcons primarily allow rushing touchdowns from quarterbacks. So the Panthers, are hosting the Falcons. The defense has to aim to continue its stellar performance while the offense seeks to overcome its struggles and capitalize on the opportunities with both units working together. And the Panthers hope to secure a crucial victory that they need, but I don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening, man. This team has too much turmoil. It's come down to now that it's too much. I think the score of this game, if I had to say the score of this game, I mean, I'm taking the Falcons, number one. I'm taking the Falcons, right? But if I had to pick a score, I'd probably lean towards something like, let me think real quick. I'm going to go Falcons 27, Panthers 17. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go 27-17, the Falcons. I think the Falcons are, again, it's just going to be, they're going to run the ball. Like I said. I think it's going to be 27-17 Falcons. So, again, it is what it is. It is what it is. So I'll leave the floor open to you guys to give me 1 second here. I'm going to leave the floor open to you guys in the chat right here to let me pull this up. Let me share my screen here. Let me share this with you guys. So I'm going to let this finish it out for the day. We're going to finish it out with this for the day. Right here. So a little Q&A, you can do it in the chat, or I can share the link and you guys can come in if you want. You can talk with me. I hope not, Jay. I mean, dude, this game is going to be ugly. This game is going to be ugly. I am not ready for another few more years of this. I'm really am not. I don't want to have to deal with this, see this anymore, honestly. That's also for 10 users. Well, guys, I'm gonna hop off then. I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. I really do. I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna get ready to go to the gym. But I'll be live again. Maybe on Sunday I might do a pregame show or something. Maybe have y'all come in and chat it up. But I'm gonna hop off here. I gotta handle some things, and then I'm gonna go to the gym. So appreciate everyone joining the live stream. We'll do some more call-in shows. We'll do some more mock drafts. Be sure to join the Discord. The link tree's down below, and make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click that post notification bell so you don't miss any new content. Other than that, guys, y'all have a good one. Enjoy your weekend and happy Friday. And as always, keep pounding. Peace.